So this new unit of the chapter 8.3 has us calculating the area of a circle. So this first activity has us practicing estimating the area of a circle in the hopes that we can develop the formula for calculating the area of a circle when we get there. We have this circle that is inside of a square. And so let's use what we know about the area of a square to help us estimate the area of the circle. And by that, I know that you guys probably could just count all the little squares and estimate. But because the purpose of this is to help us develop the formula to calculate the area of a square, I'm going to have you guys go about it in a particular way. So parts A through C help us talk us through how to use what we know about a square to drill down a good estimate for the area of this circle here. So find the area of the large 10 by 10 square. That would be 10 this way, and 10 this way. I'm going to let you guys do that one on your own. And so if we have the area of the whole thing, if we can subtract out these, then that would leave us with the area of the square, which is where we have these shapes being discussed. So we are going to write down the area of one of these squares, and just so you know, that's a 1 by 1, and that area is 1. And the reason we care is because we've got these here, so that's going to be part of what we're going to take away from the large square. We also have these shapes, these triangles, which are pretty close to this shape here. Oops, this shape here, and this shape here. So if we can estimate the area of that guy, then we know how many of those we want to subtract out. So I'll let you guys do that part. You tell me what the area of that is. And then we've got this shape. I'm going to let you estimate the area of that, but let me show you where it appears in our picture. Those, I think, are what they're getting at here. So if you can figure out the area of each of these different shapes, figure out how many there are, subtract them out from the total area of the square, that would help us get an estimate for the area of the circle. Now this part, we're trying to develop the formula for how to calculate the area of a circle using what we did in the previous few steps. So we know the area of the large square. You calculated that to be 100. Now they threw this 5 squared in, and in a second they're going to ask you, what does the 5 represent? And I'm going to let you think about that. What does it represent here in the circle, knowing that this is 10 across? What the 5 might mean in terms of the circle. So there's a reason they put this 5 squared here. And for my next step, I'm gonna use, instead of 5 squared is 5 times 5. We're gonna treat that like a 25. Okay? And so let me do this in a different color. If I were to do 5 squared is 25. If I know the area of my large square is 100, if I were going to divide that by 25, then that gives me 4. That is what goes here. So the area of the large square is 4 times 5 squared. Let me show you what that looks like in here. 5 squared is a 5 by 5. Right? That's a 5 by 5 square. That's literally what it means to be 5 squared. And what they're saying is the area of this large square is 4 of these. 4 times 5 squared. So there's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Yeah? It's different for the circle. You can calculate what this number should be by taking what you estimated your area of the circle to be you're going to take whatever you estimated the area of your circle, what you estimated it to be, divide by this 25 again, and it is going to give you an approximation of how many times you would multiply 25 to get the area of your circle. Again, this is a little abstract, but if you follow this step here, based on what we knew, to find the area of the circle divided by 25, you might be surprised at what number you see here. Maybe not surprised. And then I want you thinking about that 5 that we talked about. The 5 appears here and here. What does it mean in terms of this circle? So that, again, we talked about this as being our 5 by 5 square. What is that? What part of the circle is that? So I'm going to do a different video for activity 2, let you guys kind of mull over activity 1 first. So good luck, and I'll see you in activity 2.